Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Today, we are going to do a match reaction of Manchester United nil, Westham United 1. And what a disappointing loss it has been. What a disappointing loss. In no way I am frustrated. I think in for the first time in a long period, I think this time I always get angry. I always get frustrated. I always blame this player or the coach or the manager, certain coaches like that, or the VAR. But I think this match is the first match in a long time that I don't blame anyone. I don't blame anyone for anything. I mean, yeah, I think that there are some players which could have performed well, who had performed well and didn't perform like the others. But I think I'm content with the performance. I'm content not because it's a Carabao Cup game, because I think everybody gave their all. Everybody tried their best. I think these were. I think the last night's match was one of those matches where we were out of luck. We were just one goal away, and it was one of those matches where it's like where you cross the ball, and there's nobody to get the ball beside the net, back of the net. But I think United had played well. The B team which we played, I think it's kind of it's not a B team, but it's a second rotation kind of team. And I think when I saw the lineup, I was over the moon. I was over the moon because I think Ole will not rotate much, and he will play Maguire, De Gea, Ronaldo, Bruno. And it was okay that the fringe players like Martial, Donny Van de Beek, Telles, Lindelof, Bailly, Dalot, they got some time, and it was not a bad performance. But I think there are a few players which have to take some responsibility on it, since like Mata, Martial, Lingard especially, and Telles arguably. I think Telles Sancho wasn't that good. I mean, in many people are saying that he is good, he is calm, but he hasn't pulled up any trees. He hasn't done anything special for a player of 80 million price tag. I think he has to do a lot better to convince the fans and at least stop the rival fans from calling him a flop. And I don't give a fuck about what the rival fans think about a player, but I do think that Sancho has what it takes to succeed at a club like Manchester United. But I do think that he has to pick up the tempo, because since has been around 6 to 7 matches, I know he hasn't started all of them, but I think he needs to do better. He needs to do better. I think he didn't play well, but at least he has to adapt. He has come from a league where there is not much competitiveness, and now he has came to the best league in the world. So I think at least his lack of performance could be excused. But players like Martial, man, oh shit, I think Martial needs to be sold in the January transfer window. Um, there's a big irony to this. I was talking to a friend of mine who is a Manchester United fan as well. The evening before the match happened, he was saying that Martial should be sold, and I said no, Martial should be kept because he's a good rotation player, and he has done a lot over the last 5 years, and he deserves some chances. But after this match, I think he's done. I think he's done. I think he's done at Manchester United, because see, the thing is, United won't give a chance to these players, to this kind of players, to these fringe players who need more game time, and the best they can get is a cameo of around 10 to 20 minutes, and that's the best we can get. Simple as that. That's the best we can get. But I do think that United should have sold some of the players in the summer transfer window, but they didn't. I don't know why. Maybe they didn't want to sell him. They maybe they thought that the offer wasn't good. Maybe they thought that the player didn't want to go. There are a lot of reasons. There are a lot of speculations. But I think that people like Martial and Mata especially. I mean, man, he got bodied by Mark Noble. A player like Mark Noble, who is like 35 years old, who will retire a season later. I think this is his last season, I think. So Matic was good. People say that Matic is at the same level as Mata, but I don't think so. I think Mata has downgraded a lot. I am saying this for years that Mata is done. Mata is finished since 2018. He's finished. He hasn't got the legs anymore. He is that kind of a player who is not was a Carabao Cup player, but now he is not that more. He can't play. He was playing at number 10 last night, but he couldn't run that role. He didn't get any crucial passes. He couldn't pick up the runs, and basically the position was taken off from him. he got the ball, then he got pressed and gave away the ball to the opposition. But I think this is the problem which we have in this team. I think we have a lot of depth, and this may be an eye opener for us, that many fans think that we have a very good squad, and which I do believe that we have a good squad. But some of the players who are rotation players that fans hype up so much, that this is the problem. People hype up Martial, people hype up Lingard, people hype up players like Mata. A lot of fans would say on Twitter that stop throwing shit at Mata. He is one of the legends of this club. I mean, what he has done to be a legend at Manchester United, what he has done. I think he. To be honest, I never liked Mata. To be honest, I know that he's a fantastic player. He has got some legacy here, but I never liked. I mean, I don't. I have no agenda. It's not like that. I have some hate agenda against him, but I think that his style of play was best at Chelsea. I don't think that when he signed for Manchester United, when Moyes was the coach, I didn't think that he suited the style of play, because I never think that he had the physicality, and second of all, I didn't think that he had the pace. I think he's a player who is good as a technician, when he has the ball in his feet, but he cannot pick up the runs anymore. So I think he's done and dusted. I think he's done and dusted. The five players I think which should take the blame for the loss is Alex Telles. I mean, I'm fed up of saying people that Luke Shaw is better and Alex Telles isn't the same player we bought. I think Alex Telles was much better a year or 2 years ago. I think he was a much better player, but now he in the first 20 minutes, I think he got run past around 3 to 4 times by Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen, and who was the right back? Kufal. It's Sufal, sorry, Sufal. So Jared Bowen and Sufal ran through Telles and basically bodied him. They basically bodied him, and I think he is weak defensively, and he didn't. I heard that he is a very good set piece taker, and he put some good crosses, but I didn't see anything of it. I didn't see any of those attributes, any of those qualities in the last match. But I do say that I think I'm not going to blame it full on him, because he hasn't got the time, he hasn't got the game time. He also suffered a long injury in the preseason matches. So I think we have to take some time. But I think the main culprits we have is Martial and Lingard. I mean, what the hell is Lingard doing? Is it a Jesse Lingard show? Like, it's a Lingardinho show where he has to be the superstar. I think, who does he think he is? The most disappointing aspect of the match is, I don't think it's the performance, but I think there are some players like Martial and even Bruno to some extent, Lingard. They were shooting out of the box. Get the ball into the box, give it to the striker, and then let's hope put the cross in. There are a lot of chances we wasted, and we shot from beside. I think we had around 25 shots and only 8 shots on target. 8 shots. I mean, this pretty much sums up how bad we played in the final third of the pitch. And Lingard, I mean, why is he shooting outside the box? And it's not outside the box; it's around 30 to 35 yards away from the goal. And shooting, and it will go above the bar definitely, and unless you strike a banger. But it's not like that. And Martial, man, Martial, I used to defend Martial before. Like, I used to say that he is not a goal scorer like maybe a Aguero, maybe a Vardy, maybe a Aubameyang, maybe a Kane. He's not like that, but I think he played like a Roberto Firmino. I mean, Roberto Firmino is better than him in a false nine position, but I do think that he had the potential to become a false nine, but now I think he lacks that kind of motivation and he's lost that class. I mean, every player has up and downs, but I think when you have a lot of downs in your life, I think you need to be motivated, and you need to have that hunger. You need to have that hunger to basically fight for your place, whether it's football or whether it's any other profession. I think it goes for every other people who struggles in the profession. I think Martial looks like he was lazy on the ball. He didn't work enough. He didn't run a lot. And I'm not scapegoating Martial, but I think it's the end of Martial at Manchester United. I think it's the end. It's the beginning of the end, I think, and he needs to go somewhere else, because the Martial I saw when he debuted at against versus Liverpool, I don't recognize the same Martial now. And I think he will never be. And I knew this was going to happen when Cavani came in. I said it in the first few videos I uploaded in this channel. I said it before that when Cavani came, it was quite clear that Cavani would be the first striker. if Martial drops. And we all know how deadly of a striker Cavani is, and he is a better finisher than Bruno Fernandes. He's a better finisher than Rashid. That's why he got the most chance, and he's definitely a better finisher than Martial. So I think he hardly misses any chances. So I think then you have Greenwood. So when you have a two good centre forwards before you, and you don't want to work hard, and you don't have the motivation to strive further, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And I think it's done. I think people like the problem with players like Jesse Lingard is he you never know if he will score a goal and then he will give a bad back pass and then the opponent will score a goal. And like and this is what has happened. He played well. He scored a goal with a good team play against Newcastle, and then he gave a shed back pass, and we lost against Young Boys. And then he scored a banger against West Ham in the, I think, Fergie time. Fergie time, he scored a late goal in the Fergie time, and now his performance was absolutely atrocious. It was absolutely abysmal. I mean, it's shit in simple words. It's shit. I think he needs to go. I think he needs to run. And if he thinks that he, by doing this some tricks, by shooting the ball out of 30-35 yards, is not going to give him the contract. It's not going to make him a first team starter before Bruno Fernandes, I think. The only positives which I have to take from the match is Matic and Donny van de Beek is the best midfield pivot we have. I think they have grown a good chemistry between together. When Matic goes a bit higher, Donny van de Beek steps in and basically acts as a shield before the defense. And when Van de Beek goes in for the runs, Matic shields the defense, and they have a very good passing chemistry as well. I think they have the attributes to be the a good midfield pivot in the coming years. But I think Matic, the main problem with Matic is that Matic is a good player and they highly rate him. But the problem with Matic is if he could have, I know that legs have been gone. I think his legs has been gone for almost 2 years, and he hasn't got the same legs to press higher. But the problem with I think if Matic was more like a Busquets type, I mean Busquets' leg has also been gone. I think it's gone since 2019 when Barca lost to Liverpool. I think since then I watched a lot of La Liga that year, and I saw Barcelona play in the Champions League as well. So I saw that Busquets doesn't have the legs anymore to be a kick and rush centre defensive midfielder. But when the opposition players try to press him, he gets rid of the press by a good dribbling or taking good touch and then passes forward. If Matic was something like that, I think he could play 2 games perfect. And maybe in the odd cup or run, I think we could use Fred. But he doesn't have that attribute. I think he has to. I think if he could develop that kind of attribute, and I don't think it will be. It would have been great. It would have been great. I think then the problem with that is when the opposition players press, he back passes his ball, and then the spaces are closed and we lose a chance. And if he had that kind of an attribute that when they pass the ball, he could dribble a bit or take a 1 or 2 good touches and then pass the ball forward. I think that would have been better. I think the 3 best players I think which get into my eye is Diogo Dalot. I'm going to say this right now here. Diego Dalot is a much better player than Aaron Wan-Bissaka, at least offensively. His ball, his touches was good. His crosses was good, and he picks up the runs as well. So I think other than the odd cup game, I think he should be used in the Premier League as well. I think he should be. I think Telles and not Telles. I think Luke Shaw and Dalot would work wonders against a low block. And against a low block, when you have almost the opposition is defending with 10 players, I think you need someone like a Dalot who would whip crosses through the defense and up the defense, and then someone like Rashi or Ronaldo or Cavani will head through it. So I think it's kind of a bad performance. And Jadon Sancho needs to do better. Jadon Sancho needs to do better. And I think this performance wasn't that shit performance like the losses we had over the last 3 years. When you will lose your shit over this happening the same and same again. I think it's not the same loss we had, but I think it's progression in the way we played. And people are blaming Ole, man. I mean, why are you blaming Ole? The defense played well, the midfield played well, but the attackers cost us the match. The front four, Mata, Martial, Lingard, and Sancho, they cost us the match. Simple as that. And last match preview against Young Boys, I think, yeah. I told it in the video that even if I am a Ole in, I would say that that loss, that particular loss was an Ole. But this match, I would defend Ole. That I think he did good rotation, by the way. I would say that the players needed some rest, and even the subs were decent. I think the subs were also decent. I mean, Mata couldn't play, that's why he brought in. Um, I think he brought in Greenwood, and then Bruno came in. So I think the subs were good. The subs were good, and then I think the left back, I'm not sure about that, but Elanga played okay. It's okay. I think it's okay. So I think the subs were also decent, and it's on. He did what he could do. Now it's up to the players, and this loss is on the players. This loss is on the players, and I think I can find some similarities between the Sevilla match and the 2020 Europa League semi-final. I think the midfield dominated the match, but it was let down by the defense and the attack, mostly the attack. So I think this was one of the matches, and this was one of the matches where you hit the part, you hit the ball beside the post, and it doesn't get to the goal, and it can be okay. And the last thing which I want to say is that people saying Ole out, Ole out. I mean, you have to say that I get it that it's a trophy that we could have won, but see, it's up to the manager after all. And I actually agree with Ole that yeah, the priority should always be the FA Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League. I think that's the proper travel. I think this is a Man City Cup. They win it every year, and I think they will win it this year also. So I think, and when the lineup kicked in, and and maybe I saw what he was doing, I think he wasn't that much bothered about. I think he was bothered about the Premier League game against Aston Villa this Saturday. So I think Ole wasn't bothered that much. I think Ole wasn't bothered, and that's the thing which is actually the problem. I think he wasn't. It's not a problem actually. I think that's the fact. That's the fact. He wasn't bothered, and he didn't look that much disappointing when we lost the match. I think he was just a bit sympathetic that the French players won't get any more. And I'm also not sad about it. I'm not throwing my shit away, and I'm not angry and not ranting actually. This is the match reaction what I saw. And the only thing which I'm sad about is not that we lost a chance to win a trophy, but the thing is we lost a golden opportunity to play some French players more. That now we have to wait for the FA Cup. I don't think that there will be a lot more rotation in the Champions League and the Premier League. And knowing Ole, following him for almost a few years, I know that he won't rotate. And this is the problem. The players like Dalot, Van de Beek, Henderson, Bai, they deserve more time. Lindelof, they deserve more time. They deserve more game time. And now we have knocked out in the first round. I mean, particularly it's the first round for Manchester United. It's kind of I kind of feel sad for those players, and that's the thing. That's the thing that they won't get any more time, and that's it. Actually, that's it. So thanks for watching, and if you did enjoy this video, only if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe, and keep those support coming into. It helps a lot to this channel and me also. So I'll see you for the match reaction of Aston Villa. Until then, it's a good time, and I'll see you next time.